On everybody, it's Garrett here, and we are back today in Scrap Mechanic. And today's episode, like the last Scrap Mechanic episode, is basically me manhandling other people's creations. So, the subject of today's manhandling is this Desert Army Jeep 2, perfectly good, excellent Jeep created by Bearfighter29. Really like this Jeep, but I just had the itching to do some modifications. So, we've got the stock vehicle right here, which, like a normal vehicle, just drives around. You got a Tommy gun up there on the top, and it's on a free bearing, so it'll swing around every which way. But yeah, just basic Desert Army Jeep. And then I did some modifications. So, got one here. This one uses the mod pack. And the reason it uses that is because it has these long-range pistons. So I'm in the rear gunner's seat here, and it uses those long-range, super strong, super fast pistons. So when you hit the... Ha! Oh, yep, and I speared something. Okay, so you can see there's not very many pistons on this, or not many for a long-range harpoon, and so you're probably thinking, well, Garrett, that's no way that thing's at long range. Well, when each piston goes 64 blocks, and voila. So this is super long range, super strong harpoon. It'll shoot down pretty much anything within reason. Probably about the only thing it won't shoot down is probably Benji's curse, which that thing's just massive. So it's almost impossible to shoot that thing down. And if you did shoot it, you'd be at like 2 FPS. So, but yeah, that's a really strong harpoon. I tested it on some creations. It's pretty huge, pretty strong. So this is probably my favorite modification. This is a flying Jeep. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I basically, so see the stock one. We'll compare here. This one has back seats and stuff like that. So in the flying version, I cut out the back seats and made room for my suspension glitch for the turning, and then all the thrusters are stored up here. The only other thrusters outside of that compartment are these two, then the two forward thrusts, one here and one on the other side, and then as well as these two in the front. And so these have Benji's custom controls, so if you have that set up, you can fly it really easily. So 2 goes up, hold 7 to go higher. And so just like the Benji's cloud bike, which I showcased in a previous episode, this thing, when you go forward, wants to tilt back just because of the torque of the tires turning, because the tires and the back thrusters are both on W. So when you're on the ground, the forward thrusters are active as well. But yeah, it constantly wants to tilt back just because of that torque. So you're going to have to constantly hit, in this case, U to keep it level, or pitch down, however you have your control set up. But I will be putting each one of these Jeep modifications on the workshop if you care to check them out. I know I haven't put my garage up yet. If you saw that video, I know I said I was going to do that. I still haven't done that. But yeah, I'll put these up on the workshop if you guys want to fly around in an awesome flying Desert Army Jeep. With most absurd creation, most pointless, probably most pointless creation ever. But it flies pretty well. It's kind of it's not the most stable creation in the world. So if you do get a bit off, you're kind of messed up, because it's pretty hard to correct once it gets off. But yeah, we'll bring it in for a landing here. Come on. No, other way. And then you can just drive around like normal. And the weird thing is, the suspension glitch in this vehicle actually helps the turning on the ground. It makes it drive better. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, just one night I decided, well, I'm gonna make a flying Jeep. And so then I know some of you out there really don't like mods. So I made a version of my long-range harpoon gun mounted on a Jeep. I made this one so you can control it from the driver's seat with U, J, H, and K. If you have Benji's control setup, is of course, but yeah. And then, so yeah, you can drive around with W, A, S, D, and then you can control the gun with U, H, J, and K. And then, of course, you hit 8 or 7 to do this. So this isn't nearly as long range as the other harpoon, but it's decent. So this is actually the harpoon I had from the video on how to make a harpoon gun. If you want to check that out and learn how to make these and how they work and all kinds of that stuff, you can go check that out on my channel if you care to know. But those are the Jeep modifications that I did when I thought, what am I gonna do? I found this Jeep and I thought, I'm gonna do some mods. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like, because it really helps out my channel a lot. And if you really liked it, maybe think about subscribing to keep up to date with all of the awesome content coming out on my channel every single day. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and until the next one, I'll see you later. Goodbye.